340-773-0390. 340-773-0490. If you want to catch us live, check us out on StreamYard.com. Look for WSTX AM 970. And of course, here on Facebook, look for Elizabeth Hansen Watley. It is election day, honey. A primary election is going on right now in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I am so excited because after today, come hell or high water, we will know where the chips lie. But let's start off here. You know how we do it. Happy birthday to all of you celebrating birthdays. Let's go. Like Super Bowl. Okay. Keep it going. Yes, yes, happy birthday. We're wishing you much, much blessings as you continue your journey around the world. And for those of you who are not, those of our loved ones who are no longer around physically, we remember them as we go through life. So happy, happy birthday. So I know today is the day, okay? I am so happy about good morning to all of you, first of all, who are listening to the sound of my voice, who are jumping on the live. Our streams are going. I want to tell you, thank you so much for joining me. I see the phone lines are lighting up. I know you guys want to get in as fast as you can. And, there's so many people calling me. Let me see who this is before I get into nitty-gritty. Greetings, you're on, keeping in touch. Please turn your radio down. Greetings, you catch me good, man. Good day.
But anyway, I'm excited. This is D-Day.
D-Day. Let me tell you something. We think much alike in that because let me tell you, I woke up this morning and I said today is D-Day. Now we know what the real D-Day is about, but let me tell you, this is a make it or break it moment in the Virgin Islands. And to me, this is the beginning of it, right? For me as an independent candidate who can't really get into the mix until this is over, I am so elated that this day has arrived because there's so much I want to do. And I feel like, when you're pulling teeth, you're almost there, but you ain't quite there. And after today, I could go full throttle. I'm excited, but also I'm excited because I saw the early voting numbers and I said, yes, people got it. They get it. They're coming out. And I am so proud of those people because when everybody said we would ignore, we would not vote. And I'm saying we collectively as a community, people showed up and showed out, and I just want to say congratulations because if not for you, for our community, y'all came out and continue to come out because I see enough people outside there, but I'm sure based on the early voting numbers, I think that they have a pretty good idea who the victors might be because those numbers look amazing. And I just want to say again, congratulations to the community, even those of us who are not Democrats, but encouraged everybody else to still go out and participate because we want a good race, we want good competition, and we want good people to push this place forward.
Well said.
Yeah.
I mean,
all hands on deck, man.
All hands on deck.
Yes.
It's what is known as representative democracy.
Yeah.
The officials don't put themselves in office. Mm-hmm. We get the government we vote for. And I hear
Correct.
people use the word accountability, accountability. Well, okay.
Yeah, I
We
even some of those
recognize
who
have to
should
hold
be
them accountable.
holding themselves accountable, they say
Yeah.
no accountability. So listen, I'm happy to see even some young people came out to vote. You know, they're getting it now, they're participating, they're electioneering. I'm happy that we have this wave, and I'm hoping that even those who did not get the opportunity to register during the primary or may not have registered as Democrats, and so they have to wait their turn. Um, I'm happy that now some people have that fire in the belly again, and some people told me I didn't get to go register yet, but after it opened again, I going down there, me and my family. So I'm so excited that that spark is there again.
Yes, and as I said, it's representative democracy.
Mm-hmm.
The electorate, we have a civic duty
Yes.
to participate and be part of the solution.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the future. We could only put our trust in whichever candidate we vote for.
Yeah, and
We don't know
nobody
what's
knows
going
the
to happen.
future, okay? Nobody knows the future. So we just have to educate ourselves on who might be the best candidate. But
And
at the end of the day,
yeah,
the time will
it's
tell.
your choice.
Yeah,
Respect the choice. Respect the will of the majority
correct.
because it's only one vote. It's one man, one vote principle.
Right.
You got a chance. It doesn't make any sense to tear them and a candidate to tear them supporters. Just too much hate in this place.
Yeah, see
But
my
we got
uncle on the
we
live, man.
right above that
Yes.
because misery likes company.
Well, let me
I ain't
tell
got I
you,
ain't jumping on that bandwagon with the
the thing
haters.
for me is like you said, respect the people's decision. That's the biggest thing for me. Win, lose, or draw, you respect and you move on because you would want that whoever is selected by the people they're going to need your support regardless. They're going to need your push, your positivity, you to help them for us to collectively succeed. I've never believed
Mhm.
in being bitter about anything to the point where I would want to prosecute my own people just to prove a point. You know, it's not about us singularly, it's about us
Right.
collectively being good. And so I willing to work and help anybody else, as long as it's for the betterment of the people. So,
Exactly.
but
Regardless of which place.
it's all fun in love and war, right? So when you have to
That's right.
fight for, when you have to fight to prove yourself to the people so that you could be their candidate, that's one thing. But after all of that is done and the dust is settled, I expect that the victors work together for the common good.
Right. And put aside this
Petty
animosity.
differences, yeah, you
If your
can.
candidate wasn't successful, could only be one governor, only
Right.
one dedicated to Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whom all of them have my condolences as well as my congratulations because it's not going to be easy. The challenges that's facing us and
Yeah, and like I said,
initially.
at this juncture, everybody's going to all hands on deck, right? We have to work, and I think this thing that took place with HUD brought to our attention, if we were ignoring it or negligent in noticing it before, that we have to work collectively. I applaud the governor and the delegate and the senators for understanding that in this moment they had to put their egos aside and
Mm-hmm.
work collectively and openly let people know I mean, you have to work together. This is something that's going to affect all of us. This is our home, and
Okay.
I'm happy to see it, but I think it took too long because I mean, all of these years that we could look back on, there was a lot of fighting going on and it held us back. And anybody who can't acknowledge that, something wrong. But I'm happy now. If not, I mean, this administration is getting ready to end. So uh at this
What time?
juncture, Is that about 2 years?
Trump administration.
Yeah, I think he got what, 2 years?
2 more years of torture. Oh my goodness.
Well, here's the
People
thing.
can't
I think
afford
that
the
when I look at
Medicare cap,
when I look at life, I think that we have to understand that things are necessary. And I listened to our current delegate the other day, and she said everybody's creating a boogeyman. The man is just a man. Let me tell you what has happened with his being elected. I think that it has, if nothing else, let us understand that we are not as far as we think we were. That's number one. Number two is, if you ignore your history, you stand to repeat it. I keep telling people that. And in real time, we're reliving a lot of foolishness that we thought was beneath and behind us, right? The next thing is that he is a reflection of how our country feels now, and we can't ignore it. He didn't elect himself. Millions of people voted for this man overwhelmingly. And at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, what we need to learn is the people that we live around may not be the people we think we know. We're seeing a lot of things going on around here, and we laughing. I am seeing now there's a wave of people on the mainland, which they like to uh you know describe as African American. I'm not hip to that term. For me it's black, but we know that's the term. So we're being told as Caribbean people that we are not to fight for the same rights as those that were born on the mainland, because we don't understand the plight and our history is different. First of all, it's decisive. The second thing is it's inaccurate, because before America was America, we've been fighting for them. The Haitians went and fought for them. And it's so funny to me that they're always the first that America wants to get rid of. And I think that has a lot to do with not only their history, but the fact that there are a set of people that once they stand together. And instead of us being decisive with each other, instead of us separating ourselves in an atmosphere when we're being targeted, this wave of, oh, you Caribbean, or you come from the Caribbean diaspora, and that's inclusive of the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I want people to pay attention, because they ain't saying this island or that island. It's all the islands. Okay. We're being told, hey, you move on the side, because we are the ones that suffered the atrocities. Not accurate. Not only that, if anybody studied their history, they would see that Caribbean people have always been taken to the mainland to work the fields and do all the things. And in addition to that, the history that a lot of them are so proud of comes from sparking interest and fight from people from the West Indies. So we have to get better about telling our history and the importance that people from the Caribbean played in the mainland. And I'm talking about from here in the Virgin Islands as well. The Shirley Chisholms, and the movement about being able to start your own business, invest in your own banks, and all of that stuff. West Indians had to do with that kind of line of thinking that sparked those movements, but we don't talk about it, and we think we're too small and insignificant, and we want to blend all the time and be seen and not heard. But this ain't the time for that. So election day today, I expect that those who didn't get the opportunity but can vote today, come out and vote. It's not about self, it's about community. So I'm excited. I can't go today. And it's so hard for me, but I have everybody in my household is a Democrat. So we get luck. Okay. All of them, plus my three pick need them, eh? So
honesty is not named on the ballot, but that's the candidate I'm supporting.
Yeah.
Honesty.
And integrity, man. Integrity.
Transparency and accountability. People make mistakes, but when you're not honest to admit you made a mistake, that's the problem I have.
Well, I think the name of the game for this campaign cycle is oversight. If I mean, I've been saying this for a long time, and it's starting to hit home because I saw a lot of pointing of fingers with this situation with the HUD. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
there is responsibility in the administration for that, absolutely. But how we get there? You're supposed to call them in meetings. You're supposed to vet these individuals. All of this stuff, oversight, and this
We are in it together because
exactly.
the governor has a specific role and the lieutenant governor.
But you have to
Listen,
understand why we
people
have the
don't
three branches
understand
of
the difference.
government.
Can't blame the lieutenant governor for the actions of the governor. He
Well,
has
you
to
could do what you
maintain
want. People could blame
respect.
who they want, but here it is. There is a reason for the legislature's existence. There's a
Right.
reason we have the judiciary. There's a reason for all of the different
Checks and
levels and
balance.
sections for the government, and there's a reason they're co-equal. They keep each other in check.
Right. So people claim we don't have check and balance. We don't have a Republican form of government. But I don't know
Well,
what we're talking about.
we
This
see
is a
what happens.
Republican form of government because you have the three branches. And like I said, they separate but equal in power because this, the governor appoints his cabinet members, but who confirms it? In the senators?
Exactly. Listen to me. I sit down and I heard.
Put the blame on yourself who you confirm because
Thank you very much. And that's my thing. And I don't know if there is the idea that our people are ignorant to the facts and how things work. But to say, seated in this position, that everything is the fault of the administration when you got
Right.
to vet all these individuals, you got to vet the heads of the different agencies and to come back and say this and that. What? And from my perspective as a young person that grew up in that institution, saw how it worked from the inside out. I know it's pure foolishness, some of them talking, eh? So you can't come and with the excuses to me. It might go over somebody else's head, but you cannot tell me after you yourself got the file, and they do a very thorough. I think the system works well. The problem is if you don't do your job, it ain't gonna work. They when a nominee is put forth, you get to look at their background. They get background check. They get their finances, their association with businesses, the whole nine yards. And some of them actually go on the floor as senators and bring up the most crazy things about these people that they have been made aware of, and they still vote for them. So you don't come tell me after the fact how the legislature need to do this and as if you're not part of the legislature. No, no, no. Miss me with that.
Well, that's why we all in this together. And the finger pointing, the blaming and everything.
Yeah, and I'm
But
over it.
we
The
all
cry
together.
thing, I over it. Eh? We in a different position. The world is changing. And let me tell you something. I am old enough to remember when we had Watch Factory, when we had the refinery, we were making all kind of things. We St. Croix had pharmaceuticals, you name it. Plus, we had a very busy and organized business district and all of this stuff. So you can't tell me impossible. We supplied the world's sugar. Let's start there. And we've grown since then. And yeah, we had dips in our history, but you can't tell me it's impossible. I am sitting down and I'm seeing I don't call it how it is. I might not have no job after this, but it's okay. I can't see how with this thing with the airport, I mean, and St. Croix, let's talk about St. Croix in particular. We had one of the best airports, mean care, bar none. We were able to go upstairs, second floor, eat at a restaurant, see the planes leave. It was lime. When I was growing up, that was like hanging under the Tamranchi party. And we had a hotel next to the airport. At this juncture, we need to be talking about having a development at the airport, inclusive of a hotel, inclusive of what we had that locals could patronize, being able to have a whole shopping area inside of there, just like Puerto Rico have the store that promotes everything Puerto Rico inside, and you buy in from their spirits to what they make in Puerto Rico, the coffee, the whole 9 yards. We make things here too. We got people still making leather sandals and all kind of things in St. Croix. We making vodka. We making rum. We making everything under the sun here. Stitching. Nobody can crochet better than us. Come on, man. We have to really. You cannot say you're preparing for the future by building for the past. It's not enough. And I can't believe that we would sit down and look at this and take, it's mediocre. I can't call it nothing else. And then you're gonna tell me you're gonna raise the rates. We St. Croix done taking a hit, man. Painting the building ain't good enough. And I calling it how it is. When I look at what St. Thomas is gonna get, which is necessary, St. Croix's plan is not going to bring us up to today's juncture, much less what is for the future. We got to reevaluate this thing. And if you're going to say at the end of the day, it's going to be more expensive to come, and they're not coming here already, what's going to happen to us? Let's talk about inter-island travel. Why we can't get bought up to now from St. Croix to St. Thomas from the government? Why? It ain't making sense. We used to have the hydrofoil. What happening? And we got 7 over here. And I can't get nobody to ask these questions. I'm talking as a constituent. I want that when we done with this election, we see some motion. We have to. We cannot survive like this. Don't even talk about a hospital. We're not going to start, much less finish. But anyway,
it's a new government.
It's going to be a new governor, and we're going to have some new senators.
Lieutenant governor, new delegates to Congress.
New everything.
And new government period. And those of us who participate in this process, we're part of the solution, because we're making the choice collectively who we want to represent us. And as I said, we have a representative democracy.
Right.
And that's how it works. We just have to all come together. I believe we need to work collaboratively, cohesively, and cooperatively with the government. Work on making the Virgin Islands, the United States, a better place for everybody, not for those selected few. So with that, I'm just excited. Oh my gosh.
Well, happy primary day. I don't know if you'll get your early vote, or you will like me that to hold your vote till the end, because
no, I voted early this time.
Oh, because I like to hold my vote like goal, eh? I waiting because if you get me cross at 2 minutes before I go to vote, you ain't getting my vote. So I don't hold my thing close to my chest.
I had my mind made up.
Yes.
My list was had to be readjusted.
Yeah.
Those debates.
Oh boy. And that's why it's necessary.
Somebody to me or whatever, but I'm like, okay, I just feel good. I think I made the best choice, and everybody else too go to vote. I'm sure they feel the same way. So
yes, well, I'll let you run on that one. I'm wondering. Yes, you too. Thanks. Greetings, you're on Keeping in Touch.
Please enter your remote access code.
I don't know if okay, call back 340-773-0390, 340-773-0490. Let me tell y'all something, eh? This thing about to get hot and heavy. Okay, yes, I see my call. Greetings, you're on Keeping in Touch.
Yeah, Liz,
Sorry about that. Yes.
no problem. I'm going to get to the politics in a second, but give me an opportunity to wish my friend, a very intelligent young lady that I met when I was, that would be my second run in housing when I was called back by Governor Strider, because I don't think she would have been that old enough to be commissioner back in the 60s when I started government.
Mhm.
But none other than Alyssa Barnes.
Alicia. Okay, happy
Alicia
birthday
Barnes.
to former senator you're talking about.
Yes, that's right. She was a former commissioner of natural resources as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Happy
Yes,
birthday.
yes. Like I said, I mean, for a young person,
Wait, I want you to hold the line because
okay,
okay, hold the line one
you go
second
right
for me.
ahead. Yeah.
Yes. Greetings, you're on Keeping in Touch.
Hi, this is Stacey Potts, Milton Potter. We're calling for Elizabeth Hansen.
Yes, you are on live. How are you?
How are you?
Greetings. You're on live.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today is the day.
This is D-Day, for sure.
Yes. How is the team doing?
We're doing great. We're out here. We've gone to all of the polling places on St. Croix. We're
Mm-hmm.
actually at the airport about to go over to St. John and then St. Thomas.
Awesome, awesome. You're doing your rounds. I know how that could be.
What's that?
I said you are doing your rounds, covering your bases. Awesome. But it's gonna be a tiring day. How are you guys feeling? This is the day.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hustling, but I think when you're feeling a little tired, just the encouragement and the positive feedback you get,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of makes it all worthwhile. And we've been feeling the love here and saying, good, putting a
Awesome.
horn, giving a thumbs up, the sign of two. So it's been great. It's been a very, very encouraging experience here in St. Louis.
Yes, yes,
We're,
yes.
each one of the polling places have their own personality.
Mm-hmm.
All of our polling places have DJs, and just the energy has been fantastic. We started out at Canada at 7:30. With so many people who have been supporting us over the years, we're out. The Plastic Potter team was in full effect, just taking over the whole block, it felt like. And then, of course, St. Joseph, that Mid-Island polling place is really like a party. It was just off the chain.
Well, let me tell you, it's been nostalgic for me because they didn't use a campaign like that, but Chucky Hansen started putting DJs at these different polls and it caught on. And let me tell you, when I drive around today, I'm like, she's heavy on my mind because I'm like, wow, you changed the way we do what we do. And I'm happy to see that people are really involved. I looked at the early voting numbers and I was like, yes, people are really wanting to impact change.
Definitely, the large turnout for early voting is a demonstration that people are concerned and not satisfied with the way things are going, and they want change. So they're participating in the process.
Yes,
Yeah. So what's
people,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Elizabeth, that your mom would be proud of St. Croix and how it's showing up. But I think people have translated their frustration and their concern into action. And that's an amazing thing to watch.
Yes.
Like you said, the numbers that are out there at the polling places, but also the amount of people, both young and old, who are on the line. We had canvassers in this campaign who were in college, ending in high school, and we even have, our elders who are concerned about their future, who are here out and in numbers for our campaign. So, we just want people to know that you still have time. The polls are open until 7 p.m. You can go to any poll and vote. You don't have to go to the poll next to your home. So you could go to Canada if you're out east, or go Mid-Island to St. Joseph High School, or you can go to Claudio Elementary School and put your vote in. Vote for whomever you want to, but we're asking on that second column, when it comes to governor, please vote number 2, Plaskett Potter for governor and lieutenant governor.
Well, I want to wish you all the very, very best. Stay safe, stay hydrated. I know how it can be working out. This is definitely a workout. You jumping back and forth. So what's the plan this evening? You all will be on St. Thomas, St. Croix.
So we're gonna get the results on St. Thomas.
Okay.
And then of course, I have to be in my bed tonight. So we're gonna come back to St. Croix.
Yeah.
And be at our headquarters with the people on St. Croix after that. And prayerfully, we're victorious. And we will see you on the line, Elizabeth, in the general election as you offer yourself up for the Senate. And prayerfully, we are the Democratic candidates for governor and lieutenant governor in the next general election.
Yes, and I look forward to being on the line, boy, because like I was saying before you called, this is the make it or break it moment. We need to do something to impact not only change, but we need to pivot from here. And this is the moment, not only here locally, but in a national sense as well. Things are changing all around us, and we need to just push forward collectively. And I would say this, whoever the victor is, my hope is that we all collectively work together to make sure that the Virgin Islands does amazing. So I'm wishing you all well. Like I said, be safe. And kudos to you all for being out and about. Thank you for calling in, to keeping in touch, keeping us top of mind, and I'm wishing you the best.
God bless. Thank you, Elizabeth.
God bless.
Blessings.
Yes.
We went to I went to the cemetery right before we moved around to just offer a thanks and blessings from all of our ancestors, and just looking for good things for all of us. I know that they have put in the sacrifice for us,
right,
and it's for us to move ourselves forward.
Right. But thank you so much for that. And like I said, stay safe. Today's an active day, and safe flight.
Thank you. Come so much. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good one. Bye. Yes, that was Delegate Stacy Plaskett and President of the Legislature, Milton Potter. They're saying they're going over to St. Thomas to do their rounds over there. They did their rounds on St. Croix. So all of you who can reach out to me and give me a pulse of what's going on out there, I would greatly appreciate it here on Keeping in Touch. Greetings again. Thank you for holding the line.
Yes, my dear. I know you didn't abandon me.
No, man.
Yeah. No, yes. So let me finish up on the list. And I always like to give credit where it's due. And there are, and still are, a whole lot of very young, ambitious, intelligent young people in the Virgin Islands. I mean, right now the women are taking the lead, and
Yes.
I could only call on them to pull the boys, pull the men behind them, and don't leave them behind. But I mean, I tell you, I have never, almost 60 years I've been in politics, and 30 plus years in government, that I have found a young person so much in tune in what was going on, and particularly federal law, rules, and regulation as it applies to the Virgin Islands. So you enjoy your day, my dear.
Thank you so much for calling. Keep it in touch.
Yes. So let me know. I
Okay.
Yes. No, I was just finishing with a list here. Now let me just say quickly with the politics. Today, this is the day that the Lord has made. And
We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Thank you. Because there are a lot of people for some reason want to tell me God ain't got nothing to do with politics. God ain't a this.
Oh yeah,
God
God
ain't a
created
that.
everything. Okay.
You better believe it. He gave us life. He's in charge and involved with everything. I'll even go one step quickly and say, God would select, appoint, have even the worst person to get into a seat of government just to prove them that they're wrong. Because they feel they can do things without them. Okay, I'm going to let you go. But you ain't going to last long. Some people get into government and they don't last that day. The tenure is very short. But today, bring the primary, I want to congratulate all those that have given of themselves and
Yes.
they made a winner. As I said, to the victor belong the spoils.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, that it belongs to them for now.
For now. But we're gonna be waiting on you from my month November.
Yes, my butt month too. But let me tell you, I can't wait because it's like you got me to the edge, and then I still there holding on the track. I can't bust out the gate until after today.
Yes, because they're gonna be coming up against some heavy weight.
Well,
the general.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's do it, and we're going toe to toe because everything is based on the results of this race.
Yes.
At the end of the day, what happens with the Virgin Islands is going to be decided by who you choose now.
Of course.
And so I don't take it lightly. I hope they're ready for me because I am not the one that's going to see the foolishness and turn a blind eye to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And whatever comes because of that comes, and I had to tell him, I used to it. You think that when Chucky Hansen get dragged through court, I was in the court with her when they want to take her to task because she went against Hovensa, and this kind of thing. I was there. My mother was elected. Great pan. I was there with them digging out the bush out the ground. Listen to me. I know about hard work and sacrifice. So what are you playing with now? We've been through the mud, the dirt, and the graveyard because they want to bury us. Okay? And so at the end of the day, I gonna do what I have to do. I hope they're ready.
Right. They're going to say there's a ton of heavy weight out there waiting for them.
Yeah. Come hello, high water, like Chucky said.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. All right.
Yes.
Bye. Yeah, we ain't playing no games. Whatever happens from today, you're coming to the big boy race after this. So put on your big boy draws, like we don't say, and get ready. Because we ain't playing. I look at this race like either we're going to survive or we are not going to survive. It's life or death, right? So if you're looking at it like that, and we don't have time to play and worry about who feelings hot and this and who. I tired of the crying. We tired of the crying and the excuses. When you see your people suffering, you address the problem. You don't run around it. Oh, to die my job. You said you were going to help. That was it. You didn't say you're going to help if it ain't hard. You're going to help if nobody going to shout after you. You're going to help if you could be friends with all your friends them after it done and you ain't going to hurt nobody feelings. No. It's either you're going to do something or you're going to step aside. And that's it. And to tell me now, you expect us to trust you again after looking around and seeing what taking place and I ain't saying nothing. That's hard for me. And like I said, I could walk with anybody. I could walk with Satan if it means at the end of the day, the Virgin Islands gonna survive this because, and I talk about survival because we holding on by a thread. And a lot of great things have happened for us. I'm not saying that. But at this juncture, with everything taking place, including under our nation, we can't be playing around. We have to have a stern plan forward. We can't wait again another 9 years for a hospital. No, we can't. We can't sit back and we don't know what the plan is. Cannot. It's not an optional thing. We can't sit down. You don't know which school gonna open or which one gonna be closed, which one functional, which one is not, what uniform your child gonna wear. No. At this point, we have to get together. Come on, man. I'm done with the crying and the no, miss me with that. Because until you have to deal with the fact that you lost a loved one because they couldn't go to a hospital, they didn't have the proper facilities in place, or you had to leave the place that you born and raised because it means life or death for you or your family member, that your children cannot grow up where you grew up because they cannot flourish in the educational system. Not because they don't have good teachers, but we can't even have a proper facility to teach your children. Come on, man. I lived through Hugo. I mean, as young as I was, I don't forget. You can't forget things like that. People were being born under tents. We were doing better under tents. And it's sad to be. I used to work in Wang Louis Hospital. It was not perfect. But this what's going on now, unacceptable. And it's throughout, it ain't just Wang Louis. I look in and I see a clinic just pop up. How fast? I don't know if they, in a year, less than a year, they build a whole facility. We can't get a hospital started, man. I just trying to figure out, I don't know where. Listen, changes are still being made. Things are still being implemented. Is it taking too long for me? Yes. Every life that is lost, whether it is by them leaving the Virgin Islands never to return, not because they want to, but they have to, or they went in Kings Hill Cemetery, all of that is a problem. Downsizing when we should be preparing for the future generations and bringing people into the Virgin Islands that are going to contribute positively to our community. We should be growing. You know, horse racing is another thing. You know, car track, all these things that St. Croix had going for it that collectively helped us out and the coffers of the Virgin Islands. I went to the field, Christian Cannigator. How long Cannigator big field gonna look like that? Storm damage up to now. We can't get that fixed. I mean, we got boat in the harbor sitting for I don't know how long. Down in Lagoon. We have no sidewalks. I spoke about this. This ain't nothing new. Sidewalks from Friesenberg go all the way up Kings Hill. What about sidewalks from Friesenberg to go by Pueblo or the post office? Why we don't have any connectivity from our housing communities, most of them, to the shopping center, the supermarket and stuff like that? ADA compliance. We act like we don't have a whole group of people that need those resources. We're just ignoring people now. People don't exist as long as it ain't your problem, ain't in your household. The other day again, Cramers Park, the ramp that they made for those who need to use assistance to get down to the water, torn up. Past the bypass in Christianstad, No lights on the flags, by the way. There's rules about that. The other day, the flag was so torn up. When they had the dedication for the 9/11, persons that were from the Virgin Islands that didn't make it out of that. I look and I see the flag in the memorial area for the veterans torn up. That's what we're doing. We flying torn up American flags. I don't know. I don't understand. Why is this okay? You could tell me that people would go and fight for this nation, and when they come back, they have no sort of resources. We don't have a veterans clinic yet. We don't have a mental health area. I mean, we could go on and on and on. And these things aren't optional. These are necessities. At this juncture, we should be building a hospital that is inclusive of having a portion for the veterans and seniors. We used to have fast track, right? Fast track, there's no more fast track. You ain't got no kind of fast track when it comes to healthcare in the Virgin Islands. The only fast thing you have is death. Man dying in the back of the hospital, up on the fence and these kind of things. This what we think makes sense. We got to get together. I mean, why is it that it costs me so much money to fly to St. Thomas? The other day I could have flown to Puerto Rico for $85. I can't do that to St. Thomas. We don't have a government boat from St. Croix to St. Thomas up to now. And then you're going to tell me we're supposed to just take it. Wait, I'll be patient. Well, patience run out. Even God don't have that much grace. And then you're going to say, we got to pay more. We ain't doing our fair share. Pay for what? The conveyor belt. Yes, Elma Rajas. St. Croix, you're supposed to get a conveyor belt. I tell her I might not have a job after this, but that's all right. My mother said just throw more rice, water in the pot and the rice gonna swell up. You gonna tell me up to now you got to carry your bags inside. You got belts so old that they ain't got a part for it. You're telling me the big bad improvements, the things we should be so grateful for is that you gonna fix the baggage lounge area. That's the most we could do for St. Croix. And some fresh paint. I mean, if this ain't the most insulting thing I have seen in a long time, and you got enough to put a plan together with the one for St. Thomas so that people could get confused. We ain't confused about nothing, We ain't confused about a thing. If you're making a plan for the St. Thomas airport, then do that. Do that. We ain't saying no. But don't make we pay for it to get a splash of paint. I have a guest here in my studio. I see this phone ringing off the hook. You don't get me no more trouble, I don't talk a lot of things today. Greetings, and keeping in touch.
Greetings. Something you said just was touching to me. I'm very displeased when I see the 7 flags
in St. Thomas.
Poor condition and in the wrong order. No, I don't
know. I'm glad you're saying the wrong order too.
But I would love to see if you flying the flags, the 7 flags that represent our history, particularly St. Croix, please, they should not be torn. They should not be in the wrong order. So let me mention the correct order. It's Spain, number 1, the Spanish flag. Number 2, the British flag. Number 3, the Dutch flag of Holland. Number 4, Knights of Malta. 5, France. Number 6, Denmark with the Danish flag. Number 7, the U.S. flag. That's why it's St. Croix is called the land of 7 flags. And for heaven's sake, there should be a good addition because I just it disturbs me to see. I think that's highly disrespectful. So I don't know if it should be a legislation that, or they could just have a policy.
And there is legislation in addition to that. We need to talk about the legislation that says that our flag is to be flown on the government buildings of the Virgin Islands. Some of you ain't even know. I think they don't even know what the flag is, okay? Some of them ain't know the direction, which one on the left and the right. Let's get together, please. Otherwise, don't do it. And when you fly the flag at night, the flag is to be lit. I pass it by, pass the thing. I don't know what happened to the light. I mean, what we really paying for?
And the Virgin Islands flag comes between the Danish flag and the most recognized flag in the world, the USA. So
I have even seen there's a building in town where there's a duplicate of another country's flag instead of flying. You know, I get to a point, it's very, I trying to be on my best behavior today, boy. Let me tell you. But I know the devil busy because I got burning in my belly when it comes to our history and how it's distorted. And every place has history. And I think that for some place that the history has been so well documented, we get it wrong a lot of times. The 7 flag should not be flying in St. Thomas because it's not historically accurate. And let me be real, it's not historically accurate. We had somebody that was talking about putting a statue with a woman with coal on her head down in Frederick said. That coal thing had nothing to do with St. Croix, it's St. Thomas. I mean, but when you have people that don't know the history of the place making decisions or trying to come and change the history because it might be more profitable for their business, we have to have things in place. Why is it that our emancipation could happen on St. Croix and it be a second thought and there's a whole entire celebration that's not in St. Croix? And I'm not saying that we can't collectively as Virgin Islanders celebrate, but for us to at the end of a celebration still question which island it took place in, that's crazy. The statues for the 3 queens is not even in St. Croix.
I know.
That, I mean, it blowing my mind, you know. And again, if we're saying collectively we're the Virgin Islands, yes. But historic fact is important. It's important because if you are planning to teach the next generation about themselves, you have to tell them accurate information. When people ask me why the 7 flags, the this and the that, I mean, a lot of people don't even know the 7 flags did not fly over St. Thomas. They don't even know. So it's not anything.
But they ever heard it nicknamed the land of 7 flags? That's for Santa too.
But listen, when you find that you have to legislate teaching your own people their history in their own school, we don't start in bad. We should have naturally been doing that as part of our history. When I went to school, I learned about all kind of things on the mainland. And my teachers didn't have to be told to teach me the history of the Virgin Islands. They did it. We had to do projects at the Hamilton Jackson. We had to find out about, labor leaders, the whole 9 yards. These kind of things. Even though when you have to do it, they still ain't doing it to the level. And why? Because it's not supported. We could talk about places like Puerto Rico. You know why they're so nationalistic? Because from the time they take their breath, they're teaching them about the Puerto Rico history. You're wearing the flag before you leave the hospital. So we have to really look at ourselves and make a determination as to how we want to move forward. Everything ain't last, you know. And I tired of people talking this crap about Virgin Islanders don't have the mindset. We don't have the skills. We are some of the most skillful people in the world. History proves it. But guess what? You learn all your skillful people have to leave the Virgin Islands, not because they want to, because they have to survive. We have in my counterparts that I went to school with, most of them don't live here, not because they wanted to move. Their parents cannot live here. They have health issues. So they had to leave. And they are at the top of their game. No matter where they go, they're in charge. You know, and this thing where we have a questioning of our citizenship, birthright citizenship and all of that stuff. We have enough Virgin Islanders on the mainland to make a splash. To let them know, just like Puerto Rico got millions, how much Virgin Islanders do you really think? We've been procreating since before Christ. They don't call we virgins, but we far from it. We down in mainland transitioning forever. So they got to have a lot of people with roots from the Virgin Islands. And all we need to do is connect with those people and say, listen, you got things going on home. We need to get together and let them know we exist. But again, collectively, the mindset have to change.
I'm proud of my Fusion heritage. I celebrated each day. The guy doing my part as a community outreach facilitator. Nobody's paying me. I go out and I present the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not all good, it's not all bad. But I will never trade this place for any other place in the world. I always promote Santa Cruz as the most exquisite island paradise in the world.
Right.
And I'm happy to wake up to every sunrise in this paradise. It's not utopia, but paradise is a state of mind, not just a physical space.
Yeah.
And I see we can all do better.
Yes.
Work on each other and do better each day and try to make it better for ourselves, our generation, and for our future. That's it.
That's it. Well, thank you so much. Have fun. I'm going to be driving around and I'm making heap of noise because I can't wait to get in the fray. But hey, until then, I encourage everybody to participate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good one. All right. Bye. So we have a special guest in the house, Mr. Emmett Hansen. You know, I got all kind of jokes for Emmett because Emmett got everybody asking me my father running for Congress.
I did tell them yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So welcome.
Thank you, Prima. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So yes, man, today is the day.
Finally,
boy, I felt like we were going up a steep hill,
yes,
with all kind of baggage on our back.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the day. This is your last lick. You're letting everybody know you're here. Yes. And yes, this is not my uncle for all of you. All keep telling me that. No. This is my first cousin, and yes, he got my father face.
Yeah.
All of them look alike, guys. So get with it.
That's why we don't take a shot.
Oh Lord!
Can't get away with it.
Yeah, not at all. Not in this family.
No, not at all.
So, first of all, welcome to Keeping in Touch.
Thank you. I consider it a high honor to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes. You know, I thought it was necessary for people to be informed as they move forward. You know, this is definitely a different environment.
Yes.
You know, I think everybody's, you know, of the consensus that this is a shifting moment.
I believe so too.
Yeah, and we need impactful change. And it just happens to coincide with what is going on nationally, all these changes, all of the reversing of so much work that has been done. And so Congress is a very important area.
Yes.
And especially at this time where it seems like we keep getting challenged as a territory. We keep being questioned about our value as a citizen of this nation after we put in so much work and sacrifice.
Yes.
You know?
All of our fathers, all of our uncles wore boots for this nation.
Yes, absolutely.
You know? on either side. So, so the fact of the matter is, and it's something that, as you know from the many conversations we've had, it flat out pisses me off for that sacrifice to not be heeded, which is why you heard me say on the trail, you teach people how to treat you.
Right.
And if we're going to make the argument, because remember, this is centuries of us being dismissed.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the fact of the matter is that we can't go relying on an empathy that has never been evident.
We have to work hard for everything.
Everything.
And we volunteered to fight for this nation, and we still getting these blows, boy. I tell you.
For no other reason than the color of our skin. Okay. If we were somewhere on some island or territory off the coast of England, trust me, it would have been different.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been saying we have to get the numbers, look at what we pay in, and look at what we pay out. Slap it down and say, make it make sense.
You know, I've heard a lot of people on the mainland talk about we don't pay federal taxes, and we pay with blood.
That's right.
We have had a lot of, and they like to pick us first, by the way. If nobody knew that, they always sending the Virgin Islanders first.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And a lot of people are unaware. I have had, you know, people I've gone to school with that haven't come back, you know, and who have returned, come back with all kind of limbs missing and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, you sit back and you feel insult is the minimum.
That's right.
Even with let's talk about this Epstein thing. Oh, the Virgin Islands is a place that grows you know, fraudsters on. Excuse me, hold on. The nation we under right now is who teach we about fraud.
That's right.
Okay, so don't ever come here and try to describe a Virgin Island as a fraudster. When you have seen, even in those cases, people have come to the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
And taking advantage of us, taking advantage of our landmass, our people. It's always been that way. So don't, and then you want to wash your hand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And hide.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, and I'm not saying that we couldn't be complicit in some of the actions.
You always have to have somebody complicit.
But to say we're the one that grew this thing out of nowhere, miss me with that.
Thank you.
Okay, we sacrifice, we die for your country. We are always the first to put up that flag. Always the first. And I have contended with a lot of people that come here. Let me tell you, tourism ain't always so easy. There is an assumption that things are always peachy keen. I have seen the racism. I have seen some people come and say, this is our place because it's American. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, a lot of them leave with a store job on too.
Yeah, but
because like not to cut you off. I know you're the host, not to cut you off, but I want to say this before I forgot. The fact of the matter is that we have projected that to the US for so many years and not protected the reputation of this place. And when you said that there are people complicit, absolutely, I'm glad to hear you say that because I've been trumpeting the same thing. This Epstein thing is our generation's Fountain Valley, but it's so much bigger because this was a worldwide conspiracy. That what did Carolyn Levitt say? They can't release the files because the system would collapse. There's nothing else that needs to be said about that because the person's even here. We had AGs who refused to release testimony, refused to release the list. How can we move past it if we don't disclose it?
Well, here's my thing. Like you said, it's a big thing, right? And obviously it's going to be world changing. And why I say world, we heard about princes involved, right?
You ain't here?
Heads of state, presidents, right? So for me, what was insulting is to reduce it to all them people in the Virgin Islands. Excuse me?
Yes.
Stop. And when people talk about Epstein Island, there's another island. There's a ranch. There's another individual that's not Epstein that has done this.
Yeah.
And it's been associated with. So when you start to read back, my point is do not classify my people based on a few actions.
That's right.
That's number one. Because we work too hard, we sacrifice, and we are good people.
Yes.
And I tell people don't lose hope because the goodness is still there.
Hmm.
All of us ain't full of it.
That's right.
And all of us ain't gonna lay down and take it. Because like I
Mhm.
said earlier, for me, this is life or death for the Virgin Islands. You know.
Agreed.
This is the juncture right here.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
we can't continue to, because we've also been known to want to be so welcoming of everybody. And we have to understand that the atmosphere is different. And that we can no longer just be welcoming of people based on hoping they're going to be good for us.
Right.
We have to do our research, our
Mhm.
homework. I mean, I can't tell you what the future holds for somebody I just met. So I have to understand, and I think that the general populace should understand that too. I could be associated with somebody and not know what they're doing,
Right.
right?
And
So-
but thank God we got Google now.
Well,
We can find
well,
out
some of
something.
us ain't using Google because I'm telling you, we might avoid a lot of problems if they would Google.
You know.
But you know, and again, oversight. A lot of things missing us because we ain't paying attention.
And you know, listen, I should have just put up a miracle. So you say this the same thing I've been saying. So we have a mind meld going on here
Mhm.
because just turn into what I'm running for a second.
Right.
I have always maintained that whomever is sitting in the delegate seat must have oversight, not control
Right.
of the federal money when it comes here. Because if you could praise yourself when you get the money,
Mhm.
how can you then turn your back and not monitor the money?
Mhm.
It is an easier route for those persons using the money and whatnot
Mhm.
if the delegate's office would meet with the governor's people once a month to say, but the deadline was here.
Mhm.
Have you written a letter?
Mhm.
And explaining why you couldn't do it? Because there are some reasons, some valid, some not. Some just feel entitled and they go in and put in the time and get a paycheck and don't do no work.
Right.
It is evident that
Right.
this is what happened here. We got this much money with that much warning, and you ain't moved nothing. You're wrong. But by the same token, if you have the job, do the job
Mhm.
and do it well. You have to take some responsibility.
Well, I think in this case, and I was happy to see people that keep the paperwork because it looks like
Mhm.
even the current delegate was able to produce a letter where she asked, "Hey, this set of money came. What happened to this?"
Yes.
Oh, and then followed up, asked, "Well, when can we meet?" But there was clearly, you know,
Yes, head put in.
yes. And my thing is, this junction needs to be, the egos need to be laid to rest
Thank you.
because we cannot. This is a perfect example of what happens when we don't put our egos aside.
Right.
And then look what happened. Everybody had to come together now because here we are. We are,
Mhm.
because don't think it's gonna stop here.
Oh,
If we don't get together with this hot thing, they're gonna, and they already last note. They investigating everything. We looking for where you're not adequately doing oversight. We're looking around to see where there's lots of money because the nation wants money.
I heard Miss Clendenin resign yesterday. Was
Yes,
it?
I
Yeah.
saw that notice, and I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not either. I'm actually surprised that she had the chance to resign.
Well, we know how politics works,
Yeah.
and my assumption
If you
is
don't
that
go,
the
I gonna
governor
move you.
will, yeah, and so you let
Yeah.
people leave with grace.
Yes.
And nothing against Miss Clendenin
No,
because
not at
I
all.
look at it like if the legislature had pulled in Miss Clendenin because there was a number of letters sent,
Hmm.
we could have nipped this in the bud a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so I have to say, you guys didn't do what you're supposed to do in the first branch of government. And then
Right.
we go, but at this juncture,
Hmm.
even if she did everything she was supposed to do, because she is the head of the agency,
She got to fall
you
on her
have
sword.
right.
Yeah.
And so I wish her the best,
Mhm.
but I couldn't see it going any other way.
No, that would have been the first thing that the feds are looking at. It's
Absolutely.
how you can't fix a problem with the same mindset that created it.
Well, here's the thing: they're always going to look for the sacrifice.
Absolutely.
because you have to make a good faith judgment call
Mhm.
to tell us your mean business. And this is the first one. This is how
Yeah.
the playbook
No
goes.
doubt. No
If
doubt.
you in charge, you got to go. That's the first one.
You know, I just had a thought that I know gonna crack you up. The audience don't know this is the same conversations we have around the kitchen table.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because you are a former senator, it's great to get your perspective on a lot of things. And again, this is why the position that you're running for is so important,
Yes.
because you're practically a liaison for our government.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and being able to know the pulse of the people, go there, be able to have the connectivity to get our voices heard, because that's the importance of the role. You have no
Yes.
vote. You have to advocate, stand out, be counted in other ways,
Yes.
and respected.
Right.
Because I even look at our delegate, whether anybody likes her or not. One thing you can say, at the end of her term, they know who she is.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think that's a good stepping stone for whoever comes after, because people are going to want to know who's replacing Stacey Plaskett.
Right.
At bare minimum, they're gonna want to know who this person is.
At the very least. And and the good thing about my candidacy is that after I came out the Senate, I turned my sights to Washington. So in fact, something just happened recently that I brought up when I first became state chair. Very shortly, is that Tim Kaines was in charge. He's the one that ran with Hillary.
Yes.
And so we're in this meeting, and we turn around, and to get his attention, I said, Tim, what make us so racist? And he laughed. He said, no, man, you're in the wrong convention. That's the other guys. So I said, no. What caucus do you think I belong in? So I went around the table, Jewish guy, Asian guy, et cetera, et cetera. I said, here's the thing with me, Tim. I'm not an African American. He says, what? What are you talking? I said, I am a Caribbean man. We are different than African Americans. I belong in a territorial caucus. And he said, for what? I said, tell me, just ask you, what caucus you belong to? He tells me none. I said, doesn't that tell you something? You don't need a caucus.
Right.
All the rest of us are pigeonholed. But I have more with island nations than I do with African Americans. I'm not against African Americans, but I'm telling you, traditionally, all of us on the island have the same issues. Over there, they say cyclones. Here, we say hospitals. We have shipping issues. We have food insecurity. Now, we have a territorial caucus. You see? Because you have to have a starting point where people know you, like you said.
Yeah.
Right? I was in there 10 years. They know me. The same people are there. So they know me. So when I walk in there, it's not so much important I know who that is from a shot in the newspaper. I know him because we've sat, we've talked, we've eaten, we discussed these things. So it's going to be welcome back. It's not going to be who you bet. Those are two different brothers. Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. Did I lose it? Greetings, you're on Keeping in Touch.
Yes, you got Emmett there?
Yes.
Yes, brother Emmett, how you doing?
I'm good, Nipsey. It's a Hansen party.
Yes, Hansen party.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard you said a while ago about the situation with what I just call Epsteinism.
Yes.
And what bothers me with this thing, there are them and those that have muck up in it. I mean, been in it.
Yes.
Gave away $400 million in tax breaks to this man. All about the upscale place in Manhattan, looking for donation and this and spending big money on a campaign, Epstein money. And yet they feel that they are doing right. I call it wrong. I mean, where do they get the fortitude, the gumption, the balls to throw this when we, the people, face? You must vote for us, can't take anybody else. Who tell them stuff?
I hear you.
Well, as I said, this is the deciding year election year for the Virgin Islands and the people to stand up and show, like I always say, they are very good Democrats, but they are set a good for nothing dominant Democrats. Believe that there's nothing that they can do wrong, that the people ain't gonna vote them. We got the numbers that are said. Well, we're gonna show them a difference. And all I could wish you, Emmett, congratulations, Godspeed. Bring home the bacon.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Oh,
Have a
okay,
good
then
one.
later.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you know, not to get that bogged down in it, but the way how we were raised, right?
Mhm.
If we made a mistake, we were made to correct it.
Mhm.
With this thing here, nobody can fix our image but us.
Right.
And I
I agree
want,
with that.
yeah, and I want people to understand what that means. It means that whatever information we have here in the Virgin Islands, I don't care if it's your mom, your grandmother, I don't care. There's other people who are being affected by this.
Mhm.
And if we are going to gain back the respect of the world, us here, who being blamed for it.
Mhm.
You ain't hear nobody in New York get blamed. You ain't hear nobody in Florida named caught. It's only us here in the Virgin Islands.
Even the prince,
That's right.
all they do is they talk here away.
Thank God for the Queen.
Okay.
I know he got you come here.
Yeah. And she makes sure to talk here away.
And
That was it.
Prince Charles continued it. So they
Oh, yeah.
serious. And you see how you said that? Everybody in the world looking at this mentions that because there's some kind of retribution that happened. Not here though. The epicenter. Whomever was in it, they need to stand for it because you are affecting our children. When Fountain Valley happened when I was a kid riding a bike. When I went to college years later, oh, that's what Fountain Valley happened. Our children should not have to pay for what they were not involved in.
Well, I think that one of the reasons that this kind of thing festers here, even with Fountain Valley and all of that, is because, like you said, we have to change the narrative.
Yeah.
And we often don't want to ruffle feathers. So even when you slap us in our face, we're supposed to take it because it makes us look like we are kind, that we don't want to get you upset, and we could get past it.
And we're not those with chicken hearts by nature.
And my thing is, Crucian people, we can't talk for nobody else. Crucian people
Yes.
has never been one to take a slap and lie down and take it.
Didn't care how big it was. Or how
No,
many
because we going down to the ground, it might kill us. But we ain't taking a slap from you.
You know what your father and your brother them and so teach me? Grab one.
Yeah. And that's how we know growing up.
Grab one.
And so it's hard for me.
Yes.
Things have evolved in the Virgin Islands. Our culture has evolved. And some good, some bad, in my opinion. But I don't tell them, I ain't raised to just lay down. I can't be in a room and you talk about how stupid my people are, how corrupt. I ain't taking that.
No.
I say, if you want me name who is what, that's a different thing.
Yes.
But to say all of us is that way, not me.
That's right.
I ain't gonna go in your government office and thief your toilet paper. That ain't gonna be me. Or your pencil. Or your paper. That ain't me. So don't talk to me about how we thief and we scoundrel and not me.
What you said? They say you're thieving a one ply?
Taking people toilet paper. That ain't for me. If I ain't got no toilet paper, we got washcloth and water and soap.
Not the
That nothing, you see, and the people will get angry with you because you will not compromise your morals and your ethics.
Yes.
And so you won't get invited to the meetings. You ain't invited to the party. You ain't going on the trips. I okay.
Thank you.
I okay. I ain't take no job because somebody could give me a better life. Because good life for me is health, strength, and my family okay.
That's right.
And my community good. I tell people me take this job for no money. Everybody know, even my counterpart make more money than me. But we ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, not today.
Long story short,
yes,
this ain't about money for me. And when you think of what you have to sacrifice for public service, people
I-
coming for you, questioning
I
you,
was just going there.
your safety. Let we don't forget that. We lost and condolences to everybody that lost someone. And I have something to
Yes.
say about that too, because I am tired of our community putting ourselves against each other based on who it is that died.
Right.
A Virgin Islander died. That's it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not cool with it.
Right.
And I am not going to celebrate it because he's associated with somebody that's in power. He's
No.
a father.
Mm-hmm.
This man sacrificed. He took an oath to serve.
And
I
lived
mean,
up to it.
we have to really start to think about what we want for our community.
Elizabeth, you are so right. And that's why you're gonna make a great senator. Not a good one, a great one.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I've been there, I know what it takes. In fact, I served with your mother, I'm gonna say moms. But,
Chucky.
yeah. But the fact of the matter is that you have to go in with a fully developed character
Yeah.
to be able to deal with it, because you grew up with a senator in the house.
Mhm.
So when you talk about sacrifice, I know you know.
Yeah.
People think it's easy, but they don't think about the years it takes off your life. It's difficult. Or to threaten it. My first bill was a gun bill.
Mhm.
Now, you and my uncle know me well. I'm not the type to be threatened.
Mhm.
I free up so, especially when I had a brother as big as mine. Me, sorry for me. I sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know. But the thing is, some people are not built for it. Therefore, they go along to get along,
Right.
and their principles are malleable
Mhm.
according to who it is.
What they
telling
say,
them to do
drink the
something.
Kool-Aid.
Drink the Kool-Aid out of pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you don't have to be from here to be of here.
Right.
There are some people, like I always bring up Noel Loftus, when it came to what he decided to make his place, our Chamber of Commerce has never been the same. It was never better than when he was there, but it's certainly worse. The Chamber of Commerce was a force. We
Mhm.
weren't having people break into downtown, right?
Right.
Because he would have been there demanding that they put somebody there,
Mhm.
that they put a substation there.
You know what took me back, was when they had,
Mhm.
these robberies and killing broad daylight on the boardwalk. And,
Yes.
for the first time, I started saying, this ain't St. Croix.
No.
They're saying, there is no way you felt comfortable enough
Mhm.
to do a robbery in broad daylight on downtown boardwalk, Christianstead, when not be concerned about the police grabbing you. And for days, we know about the incident where somebody lost their life, but
Right.
before that, the same week, there were other robberies.
That's right.
And, and that's why I have to tell those officers that put in their life on the line, because there's a lot of lack of, we have a shortage of officers, right?
Mhm.
And to make that determination that you would put your life out there, because it ain't just when a shootout occurs, they could come to your house, as we saw,
Yes.
and it's not you alone. You have to worry about them targeting your children, your loved ones, their family. It's heavy. This is a small community.
Yeah.
And then this mindset that is us against them and this kind of foolishness. No.
We have too much tribalism here.
Mhm.
You know there's one nationality in St. Thomas, and that's St.
Saint-Omian.
Tomian.
Yes.
Okay then.
You and I know that.
That's right. It
And,
don't
and
matter where you.
I
Yeah.
congratulate them for that,
That's right.
because no matter if they fight in the house, when they
Well,
come out is one voice.
That's right.
That's it. And St. Croix, we got to get like that too. The thing is, no, and I am tired of people thinking because St. Croix stabilizes, that is a bad thing for St. Thomas. No,
No.
it's one Virgin Islands. If St. Croix thrives, St. Thomas thrives.
Exactly.
Automatically. We've seen that when we had our refinery.
I was just gonna say that. You
Yeah.
took the words right out of my mouth.
So why is it that we have this mindset that if St. Croix gets something, that it's
It's taken
anti St.
away- That
Thomas?
is taken away.
It
We
makes
can
no
all
sense.
have our own. for example, when we talk about new revenue streams, and I have said publicly many, many times, we need to, they talk about the rum cover over.
Mm-hmm.
But when I talk about changing the word from rum to distilled spirits,
Mm-hmm. Opening it up.
opening it up, we got mutiny, we got prosperity, we have several others.
Mm-hmm.
That is a way to diversify our economy using the same method that's there.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how different it is? Because we can go there and say, listen, well, we're brewing other stuff, but you got rum. We just need to change this. We don't need anything from you.
Mm-hmm.
We need to change this to open up our economy to new revenue streams. That's an easy yes.
Yeah.
And we know, listen, you know how many people come here just to drink? It's true. Come to drink.
And that's one of the things I think that we could market on another scale, just like Puerto Rico is doing.
Exactly.
Hand over fist, yeah, you know.
Exactly.
They
It's
have a
so,
whole. If you go in the airport, all over the world, they talk about the Puerto Rico spirits.
that's right. That's
know?
right. So we can do that, right? But the thing is that we have to be intentional about the Virgin Islands moving forward.
Correct.
It cannot, St. Thomas ain't big enough to hold that amount of money.
But my thing is, if you have all of our islands working together, you can't beat us. I'm gonna talk for me now. If I was
Mhm.
marketing the Virgin Islands,
Yes.
with my own plan,
Right.
it would be 3 different experience, 1 destination.
Oh my
You
God.
want laid back, we got St. John for you.
That's right.
You want your water sports, you want your little nightlife, St. Thomas. You want a mixture of the two with a lot of history, come to St. Croix.
Come to, there you go.
And the food.
Well,
I mean, you can't beat us.
no.
I worked every place from the Law Enforcement Planning Commission to
Mhm.
to Department of Health to the Wang Lui Hospital. Yeah, I mean, you name it, I've been there. You
Right.
know, and the one thing people always tell me, the food here is incredible.
We got a cousin, if she put sauce on Iraq, you broke out your
That's it.
That's it.
And the thing is, these are organic, authentic things that we have. We just have it.
You've been to New Orleans, right?
I have not. I was telling you the
That's
island,
right,
I
that's
avoid
right.
New Orleans like the
Yeah,
plague.
you got that me so.
And I told Emmett, hey, Emmett, when I go, you got to go because you got to tell me where to stay from.
I certainly will.
Because if I lay down and I wake up and I levitating, there's a problem. So
Yeah. No, but that place, the first thing they mentioned is what?
the food.
Food.
And you know our food ain't that different.
No, not at all.
And so I
Not
said,
at all. I was there for 6 years, 4 years straight. I missed my family,
mhm.
but I didn't miss culture because the traditional music is
Similar.
exactly like this.
Yeah.
The food, man, jambalaya and seasoned rice is first cousin,
Mhm,
if not
mhm.
half sibling.
Yeah.
Gumbo and kalalu, same thing, same ingredients.
Mhm.
Same
I
ingredients.
had that experience in Charleston, South Carolina, and
with a ghee cheese.
they ghee cheese. And you know,
Yes.
people kept asking me, "Are you a ghee cheese?" And I said, "No." And I went and I researched it. I said, "Oh boy, but they sound more Bohemian, but they didn't know the difference."
No,
So when I first heard somebody talk, I get excited. You know, Virgin Islands, we might fight at home, but when we there somewhere else, we looking for company.
yes.
So I hit a girl. I said, "Oh God, you from the VI?" And she said, "No." I said, "Well, what island you from?" She said, "I never left South Carolina." I said, "What?"
Yes.
And that's when I started deep dive. But you know, they have a connection with the Virgin Islands, and they asked me to do a trace back and all of this stuff with family tree because they are so interested in finding out the connection.
Yeah.
They had a revolt there, and it was a Virgin Islander who had led the revolt. And so that's why I keep telling people, stop talking stupidness. If you don't know, you don't know. We are
Thank you.
connected to the mainland from years ago.
I didn't realize when I went there. That's back when we had phone booking,
Mhm.
phone tied to the wall. I got a call one day, an elderly white woman.
Mhm.
Now, white is a moving target in Louisiana.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
just like here, it's a
Mhm.
moving target.
yeah.
And so she said that she saw my name in the phone book and wanted to know who this Hansen is.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, yeah, but I'm not from here. Well,
Mhm.
where are you from? I said, I'm from the Virgin Islands. The woman bowed out, said, we have family in St. Croix.
Wow. Okay.
I said, really?
Mhm.
So they're having a family reunion. Let me shorten the story. Long story short, I promised I would swing by.
Mhm.
But now I know that there's going to be some coloration differences.
Of course.
New Orleans is a funny place.
Yes.
So I went, I gave them my name to the doors at the Fairmont in the French Quarter. Well, downtown. Looked just like our auntie them up on the
Mhm.
hill.
Yeah.
Now her son was acting a little funny, so I had to give it a look.
Oh boy.
So, but she and I kept in touch for years.
Mhm.
For years, and she said she did some more research, and she was
Connected the dots.
was naming names in our family,
Yeah.
you know. So
But you know, our family travel all over the place.
all over.
All over the
And-
place before we were United States citizens and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we still looking for we still finding family.
Still finding them. Evidently, our preceding male folk were very
Ah,
virile.
yes. Yes. They- yes, but and like you said, we don't we can't get no shot because we are look alike.
Ah,
I look alike, eh?
yeah. Trey get call out in Target and
But that
Tampa.
happened to me all the time. Use a Hansen. I
Yep.
say, you got me, man. You got me. What
Look.
else I could say?
If they got a little child in the arms, I'd run from them.
Oh God. Yes, but before I let you go, what is it you want to say? This is the last this is D-Day for the Democrats.
Yes.
You know.
I want to tell the people how proud I am of them. I think this is the most I've seen in a primary
Mhm.
in a very long
Long
time.
time. Absolutely.
The thing that I'm most proud of is that the young people came out,
Hmm.
but with the persons who are 45 and up, still holding strain.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, as someone who can say that I've been involved consistently and at a high level,
Hmm.
that times are not always easy in this party. There's been times when I get discussed and I took a breather
Right.
because I believe in self-care first.
Hmm.
But the fact that persons 45 and up are still engaged
Yeah.
makes me believe that we have, as you've mentioned, a good chance to turn this thing around.
Hmm.
Because
I think because they're feeling it too.
yes,
You
yes,
know?
and we know that we could be better than we are.
Yeah.
You see? What do you think? We have to do what we have to do, and we have to stop playing nepotism politics.
Hmm.
We have to
Mhm.
stop playing politics that don't include everybody.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
We have to get back to what I knew
And
it
this
to be.
foolishness about the overqualified what?
Oh my God! If you know a lot,
That is the most ignorant thing I have ever heard. You overqualified.
and listen, there's a trio of them. You're overqualified. You're going to demand that people do what they're supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't be controlled. I look like a friggin' house to be controlled.
Well,
But honestly, because people who are doing wrong. Oh, and the last one is, listen, I want you to teach this person how to do. Wait, they got a better position than me,
higher pay.
making more than me, and I must teach them. No, me ain't doing that.
And my thing is, we need to stop telling Virgin Islanders they're not good enough.
That-
Because you're taking, like you just said, you're taking the seasoned individuals, not compensating them for their knowledge and the time, their skills. You bring in somebody to be their boss, and then you mandate that they teach them everything that this boss supposed to already know.
And if I'm teaching you, how you gonna evaluate me?
Listen, let me just stabilize the thing, because
Yes,
it didn't making sense to me.
it's not. And what we need to do now is select the best people who live here
Yeah. And that's how we're gonna grow.
That's the longevity. That's the only way you
We're
have
talking about
succession.
population, right? Population. When we're talking about there's nobody to take over, so we gotta get the people to stay longer. We got this thing where you can't retire unless you're a certain age. If I put in my time, what you holding me for?
Exactly.
You holding
Exactly.
me hostage for? And then for me, someone like me that has options and could work for the federal government or leave,
Yes.
I might opt to do that because
Yeah.
we don't pay the best salaries here.
No, we don't.
And that's why we're losing so much talent. We let people put in the work. If they want to retire, open a business or do something else, let it do it.
And train people.
Well, everybody
Train
want to use a
people.
chat GPT these days.
And you could tell.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you could tell.
You will tell them it's fast.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
Well, you're speaking to the Spanish community today too,
Ay,
because
claro
some
que
people I
sí.
get so much call and they say, "Well, your cousin don't speak Spanish."
Saludos, mi gente. Yo soy Hansen, número uno en su papeleta. Yo tengo ayuda para ti, pero yo no yo necesito tuyo también. Recuerdo eso hoy. Vota para número uno en su papeleta. Gracias por su atención.
And of course, that is for Congress. I want to thank you
Sí,
so
por
much.
Congreso.
Yes. I want to thank you so much for joining us here and keeping in touch. Wishing you the best. And no
Mhm.
matter what happens, I know you are involved. And you're always a good resource, Mr. Former Senator and all of the good stuff and big Democratic individual. Now, I used to be a Democrat, but we're gonna get into the story about all of that. But long story short, the people is my party
That's right.
and we're going down to the ground. We don't half step when we decide to do something. We're taking it all the way,
That's right.
right?
Prima, you know I always got you.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
One love.
All right.
All
So
right.
you guys, that was Mr. Emmett Hansen, and of course he is number
Uno.
one for Congress on your ballot today. You could still go out and vote, and we are encouraging you guys to go ahead and do all of that. Yes. So I like I say, today is D-Day, D-Day to get it together and let us know who's gonna be in the general election with the rest of us, myself included, ready to make sure that we take it all the way. No time for slouching, all hands on deck. The Virgin Islands has had some of the best and brightest times, and this is our moment to get back there and go beyond it, right? We've done it before, boots on the ground, we got to get it done now. uh a lot of people have called me, asked me all kinds of questions, and I'm waiting for these interviews and these debates and whatever else is out there, so that I could let people know what I'm about and what plans that I have. I do have a platform, and it's going to be accessible electronically, and also we have printed copies that we'll have available for the public. I believe in giving people all the information so that they can make a sound decision, whatever the decision may be. But you're going to see us out there in the community. The team is ready to go, and I'm wishing all of you congratulations that are in the primary today. I know it's a yeoman's job, and whoever the victors are, they are. I am eager to get into the general election race. Tomorrow, it kicks off for the rest of us. But I want to again encourage people to just be a part of the process, get involved. And those of you who may have found out that you may have been on a list and you're not able to vote and the whole 9 yards, whatever it may be, you're going to have another swing at this after the primary. They are going to allow people to register again. They're going to open up the process again. So if you don't get this chance, or you felt like people like myself were not in this race, and so you have time, you do. I got a lot of phone calls up to yesterday, people clarifying and making sure and all of the 9 yards about the process, and I did let them know that the system will be open again to make sure that they can register to vote. And thank you all for those of you who reached out to me every way you can. I heard that a lot of you have been calling, reaching out to people in tourism to get in touch with me. I do have an email address. It is Elizabeth HW at gmail.com. It's Elizabeth H for Hansen, W for Watley at gmail.com. So you could definitely send me your emails there. We do have a website that is going to be going up live, and it's elizabethhansenwatley.com. And you could also get information there. But like I said, I know that many people aren't on the Facebooks and aren't on online. However, we do have printed information for you to read and get to know Elizabeth, right? I know a lot of people say Chucky data, right? Or Excel data, or Miss Crystal Grand data, and these kind of thing. And of course my Tertullian family, I can't forget you, the Pickerins and the whole night. I ain't gonna even start up with the rest of the names, eh? I gonna just use my grandfather name because you know how it go. But I ain't wanna miss nobody. And shout out to all of you. They follow me on the lives. I know you guys are being my messenger. I got so much messages on Messenger. I try to get through them. Thank you all for those who always send me prayers daily. There is some of you, you don't miss a day. I appreciate you for that. Those of you that see me on the road, you is the one on the radio. I know I see the face and this kind of thing. Well, they can't miss the face, eh? Thank you guys so much. Those of you who calling me this whole week and saying we meeting up tonight and all of these things, and we waiting for results so we could get into this thing. Don't worry, we coming. I want to say that and time is almost done here and keeping in touch, but thank you all for being so supportive of me. I know that you have options, and I am one of them. However, a lot of you have sought out family members, sent me messages. And I'm trying my best to get back to you all, but I really can only go as fast as I could go. So I have to let you know here and keeping in touch that I do get your messages. So don't go fight none of my cousin them and nothing like that. And friends, I appreciate you. I'm trying my best to call back these numbers. I'm gonna have to get a team on it because the thing is, I am very, very cautious about contacting people and being able to have a heart-to-heart conversation. I prefer it that way. I don't want to just have somebody randomly call you, but it's so overwhelming. I can't get to everyone. But thank you all so much for stepping up and volunteering to give me a prayer, telling me your kind words and the thumbs up when you see me. And I appreciate all of you, even those of you who have told me for whatever the circumstance, you cannot vote yet, but you are supportive of me. And I ask you in return just to give me a prayer, that everything would go well and that we'll be covered and safe from whatever it is out there. I appreciate you all too. And spread the word. If nothing else, spread the word that Elizabeth Hansen Watley is here, ready to go to serve. And I am just excited to be able to bust out the gate, Miss Lam, because I done there holding a long time, holding. They tell me I got to hold strain. And today is the day that we get to bust out. And y'all saw me this morning. I was just going wrong, like my head ain't no good blowing these hands. I get so excited. And like I tell them, this people approach me and they say, I miss your mother so much, and she would have had this thing so live. You see how lively you get now? Well, just you remember her and everything you see her, because when she start to come out with speaker and things, first I say her head was no good. What wrong with this woman? She got energy for days, man. And boy, she take us to task. You ever see anybody don't go sleep home the night of the election? That was us. We ain't sleep. We up, we got breakfast, we cooking 3 in the morning, we putting up sign, we putting up tent. We got DJ to every section you could think of. We partied, and it was about joy, togetherness. I get so upset when people tell me, "Oh, them people vote because fish fry." I see a lot of people throw fish fry and they win nothing. So I could say what you want. We got sense, and people vote for who they want to represent them. So I stay there with that foolishness. If we want to have a fish fry and have a good time, we could do that. It isn't about buying a vote. Because you cannot buy a vote. People will take your money and go and push for the want. So some of you that think I could buy, I will get to find out. But if we want to have a fish and a Johnny cake and a chicken leg and have some togetherness, mind your business. Okay? We want to have a good time. And what is wrong with fellowship? What is wrong with getting together with your community and having a good time? I mean, it's a culture of the place. We are known for that, for our hospitality. Don't come here and try to tell us or demean us because we want to have a good time. You got time to play and you got time to get serious. And sometimes they collide and we could do both. You know, this thing about you want to attack down on people and act like we don't have sense because you come to and you has to save us. No, we good. Right out. We got sense. We can control our place, and the ones that ain't know what they're doing, we can move them to and shuffle around. Don't come and tell me about my people. I born and raised here. I know them well. I ain't saying all of them is the best of the best. We know the clowns, and we know how to put them out. But this ain't a circus. This is serious business, and we're gonna take it serious. Election is not just for running around and taking a photo and trying to look pretty. It's not about that. Real decisions must be made for survival. We don't hurricane season and all of this going on. Some people have no roof. Some people can't pay the power bill. You know, I seen all kind of fees too. I'm gonna talk to my partner over there in Wapa to see what's going on before I get on this thing again. But late fee more than $25? No, it is illegal, and I hope that's not the case. But again, oversight is not something that's optional. We see what happens with the lack of oversight. We see what happens when we think that we're in capable hands and people take you for joke. Okay? And we cannot survive it. This our last go around. We see the world changing and we keep acting like we don't see it. We see these big planes flying in and out of our territory. We know what's going on. We see all kind of motion happening around us. And to sit back and think that this isn't something isn't changing around here, it would be a sad mistake on our part. So congratulations to those of you who decided that you're going to come and participate, even if it's just to go in there, and if you don't see nothing that you like, you walk right back out and you're pushing your blank inside the machine and you did your due diligence. But I am asking that you think about who you choose and what they could produce. You think beyond who you're good with and who is a nice person, and you think about what their capabilities are. Can they do the work? Because we need people that could do the work. We need people that are not going to compromise themselves or the people because they don't want to offend somebody. And if you're offended by me saying that we need capable people, then you be offended. I gonna always speak truth. There is no option besides service for me as far as doing the right thing by the people. And if not ever we've seen the necessity of doing the right thing, whether it's morally, ethically, and just being somebody that people could count on. I should be able to call you and get a response. acknowledgement that you reached out. I should be able to meet my representatives and not just see them as a figurehead. I should be able to have a conversation with the people that represent me. I should be able to see meetings where you're vetting what's going on. Oversight is prevention. You have to be intentional in what you do and understand the power of when you serve. I don't want any more excuses about anything. We need a functional hospital. We need resources for seniors, for veterans, for the disabled community. We need stability in education and proper facilities. We need a clear course of action and implementation. You can't just pass a bill and then hope that it works out. Follow up, make the calls. I worked with a senator that sat down, and before she looked to go and anybody bully pulpit, she called me on the phone. Listen, I hear such and such taking place. You got to tell the editor there to fix it. If you don't take her call, that's a different kind of problem, because she gonna reach you how she gonna reach you. Even if that means coming on the radio and saying, listen, I called John Doe and John Doe didn't answer the phone and they have this problem going on, we're gonna fix it today. And it was not about bullying, it was about getting results. I hearing certain people now saying, oh, we don't patch road. No. But the person that they patch the road or decide who gonna patch the road, they came in front of you to be vetted. If you ain't doing your job, I'm calling you back in. Listen, why this road mash up for this long? Is it that you're missing something? We gave you the resources. We hold the purse strings. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, there has to be a stop point. We don't just throw money after money because you feel ain't coming out directly out your pocket. They're coming out of all our pocket. The money coming from somewhere. And then you're going to tell me you're going to tax the same people over and over and over again. What are you waiting for? We seeing people broken into businesses now. You think, I tell you today, Daddy, thieving ain't easy. You think people are just, oh, I feel like robbing today. No, people rob out of necessity. Now we have ignorant people, yes. But I think the majority of them is because they lack in resources. People want food. People got the children to feed. You can't tell me that they don't, they want to because it's fun. Unless your head ain't no good. I got real guns out here in these streets. So my way of broken into it. But at the end of the day, jobs, skills, we should have these people on a career path by 8th grade. You should know, have a track. They don't have to take it, but we should prepare them. We can't wait till high school and then say what you want to do. Wait till they graduate. And then, okay, I might not graduate. Then what's the other option? Okay, I know to swing a lamois, a weed whacker. For me to walk. We have no excuse for these kind of issues. And a lot of the things that we are contending with is because we don't have laws on the books. Implementation, monitoring, management, oversight again. Let's get it together, people. But this has been keeping in touch with my people here on WSTX AM 970. As you know, this is Elizabeth Hansen Watley. Congratulations again for stepping up to the plate. I look forward to the general election where we start the real race. And I'm wishing all of you well in this race today. And no matter what happens, don't turn your back on the Virgin Islands. At the end of the day, we have to go through the process. I'm in good fun. At the day is about the people. It's not about collectively. Thank you so much. And remember to do well, be good, and at the end of the day, let's try to make this world better than when we met it. So that's all I can say to you today. Until next time, next Saturday, 10 to 12 here on WSTX AM 970. Thank you all. Be blessed and safe out there. Bye. Greetings. I am Elizabeth Hansen Watley.
Good thing.